Hey everybody, it's Gravy Man and welcome back to another video. Today, I am back on this world where in yesterday's video, I built this lake that you can swim in, and it's splashing up against the sides and fuzzing up here, and it's dark. Like usually this water, you wouldn't be able to swim in it, and you would not be able to get this like splashing effect, but with my techniques you can. So as you can go watch that video to learn how to build this, and as you can see, I added a couple of these like little just bumps out of the ground and a bunch of tall grass, because this is going to be a jungly area. But the other thing I added, which is going to be the main focus of this video, which you probably saw the title so you know what it is, building mountains. So here I just quickly built this mountain. It actually wasn't all that quickly because I kept messing up. But, ooh, I need to add grass here. But, yeah, so today we're going to be building another mountain, using the techniques that I used on this mountain and more, because I did find some easier ways to do it after building this mountain. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first, we're gonna build this in the air, so we're not going to have a main ground yet. And what you're going to need to do is go into the terrain, and use either brown cliff grass or gray cliff grass. I'm going to be using gray because that's what this island is going to be. It's going to be gray. And yeah, so we can I'm not going to make any pathways up on this mountain that we're about to build, but as you can see here, I used like a bunch of little steps, or another way, I have part of it here is like a little ramp. Ooh, this is clipping weirdly, I need to fix that. There we go. Oh. Huh. Well, maybe I didn't build this that thoroughly. Anyway, I'll fix this later, or I'll just fix it now. Boom, fixed. It was that easy. And then I made it harder for myself when building this top, when there's an easier method, which will be the one I'm teaching you today. Not only will I be teaching you how to build this slightly advanced kind of mountain that I built here, I will also be teaching one that's like just quick, do it, kind of like a beginner thing, but not really, because if you don't have the time to build mountains like this, then you just use the other methods. So we'll start out with the basic kind of easy to build mountains first. And to do this, we're going to need, I think it's the nature section. Yeah. So you can either use this, put it on grid snap, turn it over, and then scale it up, and then here we go, we have our basic mountain, and then you can add some trees, maybe even add some of this grass, which if you want to know what I used for the grass, it's in the gray cliff grass gallery, and then I used this grass piece, and then all I did was size up the height all the way, and then just placed it underneath all this terrain. So this is the first mountain, nothing special, I don't really like it all that much. So now let's get to the next method, which is in the same gallery, which is actually, hold on, let me check. It's the Rock and Root Nature Gallery. So just grab this again, flip it over. Then scale it up as large as possible, which this one can get very big, which can be very helpful. Place it down. It's got this kind of weird texture on it, which I kind of like, but it makes it look kind of weird because there's no grass. So then add trees and grass and it looks nice. Another downside is this part, which you can just put that underground so it's not all that bad. And then like put trees over these roots because the roots don't look all that great. And if you're making a battle royale map like I am, the hitboxes are really weird on this mountain and you can just hide in here. So now what we're going to need to do, for the next cliff is here, grab, I think it's this rock. Again, scale it up as big as possible. We're gonna be doing a lot of that today. Then just kinda place it, rotate it. I wouldn't use grid snap for this. It's kind of random. You can size it down a little bit if you want a smaller mountain. But you can see like this, and then we will be using this for a future episode, this piece, because in the future we're going to be building, just a glimpse into the future to see which kind of builds we'll be making. We're going to make like houses, shacks, simple towns. We're going to be building a volcano and a cave. So yeah, those are some things to look forward to. I'm sure there's gonna be more. Probably gonna make a snowy section. Yeah. So that's just a couple of things that are going to be coming up in future episodes. And so now I think it's about time, because those were very quick to do. It's time to get into the more advanced kind of mountain building. So yeah. So we're gonna start out by going into the cliffs, grass galleries, whichever one you want. Like gray snow, the arid cliffs, the gray grass or the brown grass, or like any of the terrain galleries. I'm using the gray grass. Then, with no grid snap on, we're going to get, where's this piece? Right here. Take it out, size it up as big as possible, and then just kind of turn it a little bit. So that's like this, and then kind of like form it just a little bit around, kind of like just making a slope at the start, and then maybe gradually making the slope steeper up here by adding more and more that gets steeper. And if you get like little things like this where there's like a little open part that doesn't look natural, I will be showing you how to fix that later on, so just don't worry about that for now. And then editor me just cut out that cough. So then we're going to grab this. This is just to save time. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. And we're just gonna copy and paste this around the sides. Maybe try to make this a little bit more even than I did. Might make something we're going to do later easier. If I straighten this out, then when we have this, I'm just going to turn this. yeah, so this is the front side. What I'm gonna do just to save time is copy this, paste it right here, and then here, and then like one more time right here, and then just patch it up. But what you can do is just individually place each piece around, or you can do that. Either way, it looks good, in my opinion, either way. So, just do either one, whichever one you like best, or whichever one you think looks best. And then we're just going to, like I said, patch up these little cracks. Once these are patched up, like that. Now we have a mountain. Mine's a little bit weird shaped. I will be using this mountain later in the map, by the way. I'm not just gonna scrap this after the video's over. So now that we have this, you're gonna notice there's a giant hole in the middle and it's all uneven up here. So what we're going to do for that is use this piece that I showed in the first video. So just grid snap 1, grab the piece, make it as big as possible, then just gonna rotate this on the yaw axis around the edges like this. It's okay if they stick off a little bit. If you can avoid that, that might be good. Like I said, a lot of this is based off of what you think looks best. And then just keep doing this like that. And then maybe fix up more parts if you think they need fixing. Yeah, this one's too tall. There we go. So then, once you've done the edges, just fill in the middle quickly, like this. It does not take long to do this whole mountain, really. This we will cover up in a bit. First, we're gonna finish the mountain before we start covering things up. So now we have like a base, small little mountain, kind of like the one I made over here. We're gonna make a big mountain for this. The next thing we're gonna do, turn back off grid snap, pick this up, and start doing what you did earlier, and just making kind of like a second smaller mountain on top of the first mountain. And then so yeah, basically just the same thing you did earlier, except on top of the mountain. Just while I'm fixing up these edges on the second layer, some later videos also, while building for this series of building this Battle Royale map, I'm going to be showing what settings you should, my ideal settings for Battle Royale, some settings to make an interesting Battle Royale concept that's like not the basic Battle Royale that I think that I like to use to make my Battle Royale maps just a little bit like different from normal Battle Royale maps, and different mechanics like how to do bosses with henchmen, and how to do the new NPCs from season 5. Just waiting for the big creative update this season. I've already gotten a small winter one, which I will use the galleries for in my winter section later on in the series. There's a lot of stuff coming later in the series. Something else you might want to do, like I have here, is just shorter versions of this piece for little areas like this, where I want to this, which, wow, this is like pretty good size for what I'm trying to do. And then like that. Now we have this, like this basic, another like smaller mountain, basically. Then we're going to turn grid snap back to 1. Grab one of those pieces you used earlier and do the same thing. The rest of this building this mountain is going to be the same as the first layer. I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do 3-layer mountain. So, yeah. Another thing is that you might want to try, if grid snap 1 isn't working, try it, like if it isn't matching the height you want, try another grid snap like this. I have grid snap 4 right now, because it works better with the height of my mountain. It might be just a little bit more difficult to get things in the right place, but not all that much. Shouldn't really affect it. And then if you build off the side of the surface of the mountain like I'm kind of doing now, let me turn up my grid snap again. So there we go. Now we have the top, and then just make sure you fill in the gaps here. Then if you build off the side like this, what you should do is just continue this all the way down to the bottom. Because if you just leave it like that, it'll look weird and unnatural. The camera, I've controller drifting because my dead zone is so low. Put my dead zone, but it won't let me change it. Fortnite settings. So yeah, just like this, continue it down to the bottom. Make sure they're going inside each other. The 2 mountain pieces. So now we're at the, no, this is only the 2nd layer. I'm only gonna build 2 layers. You can build a 3rd if you want, but I feel like for the demonstration, 2 works. So now that we have this, a way to do a pathway is like I did over here, steps up, which I just took these things. They were actually off grid snap. You should probably, in my opinion, doing them on grid snap is the best. And then doing a ramp should probably be off grid snap, but doing a ramp can just be difficult and annoying. So I recommend not doing it, but just doing it off grid snap and then like sloping down to the bottom is how you would do that. Okay, so the next step would be to cover up any of these weird little areas. Now, I'm not going to add tall grass in where this mountain's going to be, so I'm not going to use that. But if you were going to, then you just take this piece. I'm turning back off my grid snap for this, and then just put the piece right there, right on where the little weird looking area is. And another way to do it would be adding, where do I got some bushes? Here's a bush. You can just add some bushes here, like that, which now it is completely covered. You cannot really tell that this was there at all. And you can add props, like, say, in the nature section, you could add, like, this fallen tree. So we have a fallen tree, a tree trunk, which we should also add these around the rest of the mountain too, to make it look more natural. A lot of making a mountain is trying to make it look natural. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put bushes and tree trunks on the area I'm trying to fix. I think that's gonna work the best for the kind of mountain I'm making. How many grasses did I put? Here we go. Alright, now there are also other fallen trees in the chapter 2 thing, which might even go better with the rest of your mountain, depending on which trees you use. Like I said in the last video, I still recommend you use the chapter 2 ones. Wait, are these the... Where are the chapter 2 ones? These aren't. Okay, so there are no fallen trees in the chapter 2. So for fallen trees, I recommend the nature tree gallery. This one, in my opinion, will work best. And, yeah, so now I'm gonna time-lapse me adding some nature and other stuff to the mountain. Okay guys, I have finished placing nature and stuff on the mountain, and so yeah, something that I didn't do is placing rocks, which I do recommend doing. The rocks can definitely add to the mountains, and don't clump the things together. So I have quite large area on the top here. It isn't all that large, but it's large enough for me to put 2 of the same kind of rocks up there. And then just kind of place these rocks randomly, just like I did with the nature. Just place it randomly. Definitely try to use different kinds of rocks. Just to add some variety. Because if it's all the same rock, people will probably notice. And then it looks pretty good from the front. Ooh, something I also forgot to do is add some other fallen trees, which if you're going to use them to cover something up, you definitely need to add other ones because it's going to stick out if it's just one. And some tree stumps, because the look of the tree stump is, I think it looks nice and good with the mountain, even if you're not even using a tree stump to cover something up. The tree stumps, I think, look really nice. And, so yeah, that's it. The back doesn't look as good as the front, but it still looks pretty good. The worst part is how this goes straight up, which, something that you can actually do to make this better is just add some of these pieces again, and yeah, so just to make it so it's not as flat and straight going down, because you definitely still need to add randomness, because that's what nature is. It's randomness. Okay, so there we are, and then maybe I'll add a tree stump right on this little ledge. And yeah, that looks so much better. That's gonna be it for today's video. Something else you can do is actually add vines. Which I also forgot to say, I keep forgetting stuff. So yeah, some vines. Again, just keep it random. I don't think vines look good on this mountain. I'm not gonna put vines here because that's not where I'm planning to put this is not going to have a bunch of vines. So that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully I'll be able to post another video tomorrow. That might be, there's a chance it'll be the volcano video, but it might also be, I don't know, there's so many things that it can be because there's still so many things that you can do with this map. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. That would help out. I should come up with a catchphrase, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Yeah.